to the Let's Talk Freedom talk show, where we redefine healthcare and discover more freedom in your lives. I am so happy to be here, so happy to be back on and recording another episode for you guys. This is episode 1. It is titled Create Your Healthcare, and I have a new little setup, as you all can see. I have this fancy professional microphone so that I have really good quality for you all, and I'm able to just kind of like be in my element, be in this like talk show atmosphere, and really give you all some great things to take on into your life today. Right after you listen to this episode or watch this episode, you can take this and implement it into your life and live a happier, healthier life and find more freedom. So that is my intention of today's show. So let's do a little bit of a recap of the last show that we had. That was the pilot episode where I just talked to you all about what the heck this whole Let's Talk Freedom talk show is going to be, my vision for it, what I see going forward. I'm a big vision person. I think everything in our life starts with a vision, and then that's how we take action and the baby steps to get there. So I just kind of talk about where I came up with this idea, how I did, and what we're going to do moving forward on the next episodes. So if you want to go back and watch that, if you haven't, or listen to that, it might make things more clear, so then you can come and join us on this current episode. Okay, so this episode titled Create Your Healthcare. And I just kind of want to first go over some answers. I asked a question on Instagram, one of my Instagram posts, and I simply ask, when you hear the word healthcare, what goes through your head? What do you immediately think of? And I got some answers of what I would have immediately thought of and what I kind of thought people immediately thought of when they thought of the word. So I got answers like doctors and insurance, a sense of the medical field, confusing insurance plans, frustrating career that a girl is in, that she is a nurse and it's frustrating for her. Think of actual hospitals around her area. Someone else had a really good insight saying, I think of prevention and prevention education. I don't think what most others think, which is probably fix me because I'm broken. Going through a couple of the other things that I see anything having to do with health and wellness, medicine, cognitive therapy, physical therapy, athletic training, health coach and personal trainer or life coach, anything that brings an overall healthier individual. Love that one. Healthcare makes me think of paperwork and companies, also politics and arguing. Politics makes me think negative towards politics and possible corruption. Also makes me think of positively in regards of taking care of my own health and well-being. Yes. What else? Let's do a couple more. Someone else said, when I think of healthcare, I think of negativity. I think of spending outrageous amounts of money on very little coverage. So that kind of leads me into a story of why I even want to talk about the word healthcare. And when you all see the logo for this talk show, it's kind of like, it reminds you of the healthcare cross, the red cross by healthcare, but I moved that middle line up. And you'll see why as we go through this episode, to look more like the Jesus cross or the Christian cross, but also resembles that red color of healthcare. And I love that because, and that's what I'm going to talk about, is to explain what healthcare is and how we as individuals can redefine healthcare in our own lives. And I think it's really important to take words like this that the world shoves in our face and like feeds us negativity and change it, because we have the power to change our thoughts. We have the power to change our lives. So when I was growing up, my parents were both entrepreneurs, and everyone knows in that world, in small businesses, it's really hard to get good insurance, good coverage, and we definitely struggled with that. We had so many different insurance, and still to this day, my parents are constantly switching insurances, getting dropped by companies because they no longer cover that small of a business or whatever. And dentist was hard to get into because it cost so much, and we didn't have like eye care, and there were a lot of things we didn't have. And when we went to the doctor, it was our last resort because we knew we were going to have to pay quite a bit of money in order to see the doctor to get the medicine to be treated. And recently I got married less than a year ago, and I was really excited about getting good insurance because I knew that my husband works at a corporate level, and I knew that all my friends who had parents that worked at corporate levels, you know, they went to the dentist every 6 months, and they went to the doctor, like, it seemed like they were going to the doctor way more than we ever did. It was like their first resort, whereas sometimes it was our last resort, and because it was going to be a burden on the family financially. And so I got married, and I was excited, one, because I had been struggling with back pain for such a long time, and I didn't go to the doctor because I didn't want to pay a lot of money and be unsure if I was going to get the answers that I was desiring. So we got married, and I went and saw a doctor. He saw me for like 3 minutes maybe. I couldn't hardly get any words out. He sent me straight to physical therapy. I was frustrated at first because he didn't listen to me, and I felt like I had been waiting almost 8 years of back pain to finally see a doctor for this problem that really bugged me. And so I was really frustrated when I left the doctor, and I can remember just sitting there. I was like, really? Like, who cares if that's free? Like, that was not good. And then I came to a realization, you know, maybe I haven't even tried physical therapy, and there are some great physical therapists out there, and maybe that is what I need in order to be healed. Maybe he's right, and that was all I needed to hear today, and that was exactly why I was put in this spot. So then I head over to the physical therapist, and I try to make an appointment with them, and they tell me it's going to be lots and lots of money. My insurance is not going to cover the physical therapy. So then I'm back at ground zero. I'm frustrated, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, I don't want to spend, you know, they wanted me to come in at least twice a week, and it was going to be hundreds of dollars, and I was newly married and newly starting a business and everything, and I was just like, that's not really feasible right now for me. So I was frustrated, got really, really upset, and I was like, you know, that's not what healthcare needs to be. I was looking at healthcare as good insurance and not having to pay as much to see doctors to be fixed and all these kind of things. And I think that's what our world does. I think we look at the word healthcare and think of doctors and being fixed and being like band-aided over and all this kind of stuff. And I think we have this idea that healthcare is going to the doctor to be fixed, but I don't know why it's really called healthcare now that I look at the words and I really like dig deep into the words and break them down. It should be called a sick care system. Everyone goes when they're sick. Everyone goes when they need medicine or when they need treatment or when they are hurting so bad that they need help. That's when we're going to the doctors. We don't go to the doctors because we feel so dang good that today I'm going to go see a doctor because I want to see if I'm doing is good enough. I want to see if are things that I can do better. We never go to the doctor for that. And I have been looking into some naturopathic doctors, and naturopathic doctors are doctors who really, you know, you can go to them when you're feeling down and everything too, and when you're feeling sick, but they're also doctors that help you just like really expand on your life, really dig deeper into your health on a naturally holistic way. And when I got there, they were like, don't even really bother giving your insurance. It's not going to cover anything like that. So our insurance doesn't even cover like true blue health care. It covers sick care. That's the kind of things that it's going to help us out with. So I want to take this episode to help us as a community, as a whole, as people chasing freedom in our lives, to redefine that word healthcare and what that's all about. And I think it's really, really important to understand that we have the power within to change the thoughts around a simple word that can be so negative and haunt us and give us fear and give us anxiety. We have that power, and I want to break it down a little bit with you all and help you all to understand how I'm redefining the word in my life so that I'm not so stressed about insurance and doctors and all that kind of stuff. They're necessary, and when people are sick and have disease and have cancer, they're absolutely necessary. Insurance is necessary. I don't want to get into any of that kind of stuff, but I want to take control of what we do have control of. And one of those things is our health and how we care for our health. So let's go a little bit deeper into the word and let's break it down. So basically it's just health and care, taking care of your own health. But what health means to me, and I don't know if you all align with this at all, and if this is what health, when you think of the word health, if this is what you think of, but I think of mental health, physical health, spiritual health, emotional health, and social health. Those are the 5 things, like categories, when I think of the word health, that I think we are complete and can feel like complete well-being. That's what makes up our health. And imagine if we lived in a world where people were all focusing on bettering their own health in their own lives, imagine what that kind of world would be like instead of relying on all these outside sources to fix them. So I have a question that I want you all to think about right now, and we can kind of take some time, or you can pause this right now or whatever you need to do, but I want you to think about how many hours a week you are focusing on your own health. So how many hours a week are you working out? Are you cooking meals or meal prepping or cooking dinner, a healthy dinner for your family? Are you working on your hygiene? Are you reading and educating yourself and learning and fueling your mind? Are you spending time with a morning routine, like setting intentions for your days and working on your positive thoughts and affirmations? How many hours a week are you having fellowship or having dinner with really close family and really being present in those moments? How many hours a week are you going to church or listening to podcasts or listening to a sermon? Think about how many hours a week you actually are focusing on your health. So you have 24 hours a day, you're trying to sleep 8 hours a night, and you have 16 hours left in the day. How many hours of those days are you working on your health? So I kind of want you to sit down, think about that, write it down, put it in your notes, and let that kind of process into your mind. Because the more that we put in work to become our very healthiest version, the best us that we can possibly be, the more that we won't let the world dictate how we feel and how we act and how we think. We won't have all that clutter from the world coming in and causing negative talk, self-sabotage, and anxiety and depression and fear and worry and all those things, because we only have so much time in a day, right? So if you're thinking about the hours you're spending on focusing on your own health and becoming healthier yourself, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, social, and physical, then you have less time to let the world crash in and control you, right? So maybe you need to up the hours. Maybe we need to start small. Maybe we just need to add an hour or two a week to our own self-care routine, and we can build on that. But you only have so many hours in a day. And how many hours of the day are you letting the world dictate how you feel versus you taking control on how you feel and how healthy you are? Do you actually believe that you are in control of your own health, or do you feel like you have to rely on outside sources all the time in order to be healthy? Even if you struggle with disease, even if you struggle with cancer and everything, are you actually taking the actions? Are you fueling your body with nutritious foods? Are you moving your body and doing resistance training and doing cardiovascular work? Are you spending time with loved ones and being present in the moment? Are you spending time with your higher power, with God? Are you really diving deep into your religion and figuring out why the heck we're living here anyways and how we even got here? Are you doing those things, or are you not? And if you're not, do you think if you did start doing some of those things, you would become healthier? And maybe if you do have disease, or you are high blood pressure, or you do have a type of cancer or some sort of sickness or illness or depression or anxiety or disordered eating or anything like that, if you took the time to do those things, do you truly believe that you could help your health? Do you think that you could decrease the negativity, increase the positivity, and be a more vibrant, happy person in this world? I want you to think about that. Can you honestly say that you believe that? You know? And if not, why? Why don't you believe that? That's something that you can comment here below, or you can put over in my Instagram or anything. I'm constantly posting about stuff like this, but I would love to have those conversations. I'd love to have the conversation on the Facebook pages or whatever of why you feel like you're not confident that you can take control of your health more and that you can prevent a lot of the problems that you struggle with day in and day out. So when I looked up the word health in the dictionary, the Webster Dictionary, it defined it as a condition of being sound in mind, body, and spirit. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Mental health, physical health, spiritual health. It's being sound and feeling at peace, and like you can just let your shoulders drop and relax and enjoy life and feel so dang good. That is what health is, right? And then you break that down even more and you hear the word heal, which is the first 4 letters of the word health, and that means to restore. So it's a constant practice to be health, to define ourselves as I am health. I am healthy. It's restoring, and you're gonna go in these seasons of your life where you have ups and downs and you have obstacles, and maybe one part of your health or your well-being, like your spiritual side or your relationships, are changing and evolving and all that kind of stuff. But you're gonna go through all that, but how are you restoring that and becoming better? You may be thriving in one area, but one area really is like suffering. So you got to put some focus this season on that area and restore it and bring it back up so that your health level rises and you feel so much better and happier. So the action that I want you all to take this week, what I want you to do with this episode, and where I want to help you redefine healthcare in your life and truly understand this, but not only understand it, actually believe it deep down within and take this and let it move you through your next week, move you through tomorrow, move you through the next action that you take after you're done watching this video, is where can you spend more time and energy in your day to focus on your health? Which one of those areas that I just listed, I'll go through them one more time because I think it's good to repeat things like that, but spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, and social. Which one of those areas is suffering? Which one is really thriving? Why is the one thriving? Are you spending more time there? Why is the one suffering? Maybe you're not giving it enough attention right now. But where can you spend more overall hours working on your health? Maybe it's your food. Maybe it's you need a good workout routine and you're just completely out of that and you just need to refocus and have, start something new or reach out to someone and start a new program. Maybe it's you need to do the workouts that I provide for you all and just start with a couple a week. Maybe it's you need to dive into it. Maybe you've missed out on the word and you haven't been in the Bible for a long time and you feel a super disconnect from God. Maybe you need to get a devotional. I always have devotionals that I'm sharing with you all, and if you need a specific devotional, please reach out to me. I'm actually currently working on writing my own devotional, which I can eventually put out to the world and help you all connect better with God, because I'm constantly trying to put my work and my hours of my own health, of my spiritual health, into that, of growing that relationship deeper. But just take time this week to think about the actions you need to take, where you can take hours away from and put it into working on your own health, because I promise you so much that if you work on your own health and you focus on how you can be better into the world, more vibrant, more happy, more healthy, then you will be better servant to the world. You will be able to give so much more of who you are and truly give all of it if you feel the very best that you can possibly feel first. So take that time to really think about where you need to give more energy into your own health and your own well-being. I love sharing this episode so much. The next episode is going to be, we're going to talk about playing the long game and no more emergencies in our life. So we're going back to that word healthcare, and a lot of times when I hear the word healthcare, I think of like emergencies or the emergency room or ambulances and fire trucks and all that kind of stuff. And I want to really focus on what we can do in our lives to play the long game instead of trying to play this short, quick game and beating around and running away from these obstacles in our life, and trying to fight through them, push through the mud, and overcome the obstacles so that we can find more freedom in our lives. I am so passionate about this, guys. I can't wait to see you all in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching this and taking the time out of your day to focus on your health. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye, guys.